Welcome back to Abundant Lifestyle. I'm Margot, and this is my boo, Justin.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever it is.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Hey,
How
guys.
we doing? We came here to talk to you guys about our experience at Halloween Horror Nights. You know, this is Margot's first time going there. I've been there before. It was a great time.
Well, before I tell you guys my thoughts, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Hey,
make a comment, dislike, do whatever you gotta do. It doesn't matter.
Just get us in the algorithm.
Just be engaged.
I can honestly say going there, I can say it was a big difference from going there during the daytime and going there during the nighttime.
You have Halloween Horror Nights, and at Disney World they have Mickey's Not So Scary, Boo Bash, or whatever. Anyway, so people actually come back for these events, and those were things that you saw the long lines with and everything. So going to Halloween Horror Nights, like the crowds were insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Right. We actually tried to go to a few haunted houses. Lines were extremely long. You know, it was pretty packed. You know, so we were only able to make it to 2 haunted houses, and we want to tell you about these first. So the first one we went to was Haunting on Hill House. I'm not sure if you guys seen the Netflix show. You know, but I did. It was a great show, by the way. But the haunted house itself was not it. I promise you, it was not it.
First of all, I was afraid, just nervous because you know I don't like scary stuff first and foremost, and my heart was already racing because as we were like walking through the park, it was like people jumping out at us and just being weird, and so we went in the haunted house. My heart was still racing, so I was like behind Justin the whole time. I was like holding on to his waist, but then, you know, as I kept going, I just realized like this isn't real. Like I just kept telling myself that, and it wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. That's the crazy thing about it. Like if we're going to Universal Studios, I know that's like they make movies there. They're like live camera action. I was confused why the acting wasn't as good as it could have been. Like I should have left with pee in my pants.
The thing is, like with those haunted houses, they had these plexiglass windows and these boo holes, right? So the boo holes are where the characters usually jump out of and scare you and everything. No, you had the plexiglass there, so while we were in these Congo lines, you see everything that's happening in front of you, and you saw the plexiglass, so you know something was there.
If
so
you saw the plexiglass, you knew something was there.
Yeah, so you knew somebody was gonna pop up or you know yell, whatever it was. So it was like you can anticipate the different scares that were coming up. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't scared at all. I was just like, I'm sitting there literally trying to compare this to the show. You know, but to me it was trash. It was absolutely ass gas. We waited in the line for about 50 minutes. Like it was pretty, like it was crowded.
We did wait for the actual 50
but we waited for like 50 minutes. But the good thing about waiting in the lines, they had plenty of water
and vendors.
Yeah, they had little vendors there, so it had water, some beverages, and all different types of things that you can kind of partake in as you're going through the line. You know.
And what I can say, what I do like about respect, and I really like about Universal, is that when we go to different amusement parks, we realize that when we stand in line, it's like nothing going on. But even though we were standing in line for 50 minutes, it was like a big screen that was on, like showing a trailer of the actual movie, because I've never seen that movie prior to going to Universal. And so Justin was like, look, this is like different scenes in the movie. So I was able to actually see clips and, you know, bits and pieces of the movie. So I do like when I go there, you're not just standing there staring at the people in front of you, behind you. You can actually like watch. It's like a little entertainment going on too.
Right, yeah. So if you never actually saw the show on Netflix, you can actually see the trailer there. So that was also a good thing.
Did I say movie?
Movie, yeah, that's fine.
I always say movie.
But it's okay. So we tried to go to the different haunted houses. Lines were just outrageous. They were too long. Wasn't doing it at all. No way, no sir. We tried to get on this. We tried to do another haunted. I can't even remember the haunted house. It was. I know it had a bunch of pumpkins around it. Somebody will probably tell me anyway.
If you guys know what it is, write it down below.
Yeah. Comment below if you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the thing is, like the different haunted houses, we actually didn't get in because, like I said, the lines were too long. And if you wanted to get a fast pass, you would have to pay an additional like $300 per person. And I was just like,
on top of the general admission.
On top of the general admission, yes. So.
But where the tickets? The tickets were actually cheaper.
Yeah. So the tickets, like if you compare Boo Bash to, I guess Halloween Horror Nights, right? So the tickets for Boo Bash were about $130, but Halloween Horror Nights it was only $80 at the time. So. Yeah, it was just a no-brainer, just where to go, you know, and it had the haunted houses that I love, you know, but I just wasn't paying $300 for a fast pass. It was not happening. Yeah. Not today, not no day.
Not never.
Not never. We went through another haunted house, right? It was called Icons. What I liked about this haunted house was it kind of paid tribute to like the host of Halloween Horror Nights. So each year to me because, you know, we go through it. It had just like at first, initially, it was kind of like, all right, yeah, you see some stuff pop up, right? But towards the end, like things were just popping up out of nowhere. It was fucking nuts. So anyway, that was one. That's one I do recommend you guys to go see. Went into the park, you know, we had different scare zones. Now that was actually crazy. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it was very. I'm gonna try to like tell you so you can imagine it as I'm telling you it. So like when you walk in, it really was like that haunted house feel. I mean, they had like red and orange lights on as you were walking through, and they had the smoke machines, and it really gave like that gory, eerie, scary effect. It was lots of different characters and scary things and people, if you will.
With chainsaws, blood, and
knives, and those. What are those chainsaws? Did you say chainsaws already?
Yeah, I said chainsaws.
We are like it's like, and then they just jumping out of nowhere, and then they walking around you. It was just an eerie feeling, and it was very scary. And they had like this one little trailer that had like fake, obviously cut off arms and different limbs, and it was just very goobery-ish, Halloweenish. It was very Halloweenish, and I will say that for me was the very most scary part of the Halloween horror nights.
So these, like in the scare zones, these people are everywhere. Like literally, if you're in these zones, like everywhere you look, you got some people coming up to you, jumping at you, and there's a lot of fog and stuff like that.
Somebody should uppercut him.
Yeah, it's just like nice two-piece, right? You know, but like, yeah, so if you go through you just hear people screaming the entire time, as you may see real quick in this clip.
Hold on.
I felt so serious. I should not be here. Oh my
gosh.
But it was that was probably the most intense part of the park. Really necessarily into the haunted houses, there were other things you can do. So with this park, you know, even though they had the haunted houses everywhere and the theme was Halloween Horror Nights, they did have rides operating during the time. So we actually got an opportunity to ride the Men in Black. You know, so
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they had Men in Black operating, Escape from Green Guys, and a few other rides going on too. So if you don't want to go through the haunted houses, you don't want to be scared, you just kind of want to relax, you want to take a break from all that madness and all that demonic crap, you know, you just get on the ride there, you'll be good to go.
But you really shouldn't be there that night, that, you know, during 6:30 to 2 a.m. You shouldn't be there if you don't want to enjoy the Halloween, because that's what it's there for.
Yeah, but if you want to break from all that too.
But if you do want to break,
yes,
just don't go.
But that's a lot. It's like 7 different haunted houses. It's like, dog, I didn't went through these things.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to like, all right, I just want to just sit down for a second, right? Get on the ride and go with that. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying if you're there and you want to, you're tired of all the Halloween stuff, there's other things you can do.
Exactly. Well, that was our experience in Halloween Horror Nights, you know. Would I go again? Probably yes, because I like that type of stuff. I love haunted houses. I love being scared. I love like the anxiety and everything that it can build. Even though this experience did not do that, but it did not. But hey, I had fun. You know, so.
It was definitely fun. I'm gonna give every single park in Universal and Disney. I'm gonna give them all a chance for each season because I love different holidays and I love different seasons. So I'm just curious to see. So would I go again? I would go again, yes. And then maybe next time we could get there. I think just when we got there like what, 8 o'clock?
Yes, we got to the park around 8 o'clock.
Right.
You know, so it was kind of packed, but as we went through the night, it started to fill up a little bit more. It was a younger crowd, a lot of young people everywhere, just all over the place. Social awareness is fucking down the drain.
It's literally slim to none. It's like none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just in the way and all that stuff.
But then that's why the tickets were so cheap.
Yeah.
I bet you if we would have went to,
Mickey's Boo Bash, where there was no haunted houses, but candy.
But candy. Hey, I would have been there. See, that's my type of party. Anything with candy, holla at your girl.
I'm good on that. So,
but I would do it again.
But they did have some nice treats at Halloween Horror Nights with the theme. 30 years, 30 fears. There you go. Make sure when you go to Halloween Horror Nights, you check it out, enjoy all the haunted houses, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more content. So, peace. Holla at you.